Ugh. That was a very freaky nightmare, I would say. Oh my god. Calm down. I jotted out of bed, only to find that it was already light outside. I immediately reached for my neck. It was of course still attached to the rest of my body. It's not just a dream, it's just a nightmare. I slumped down. Dream or not, the experience was no laughing matter. It was just in bad taste, and above all else. Oh, I think this is the first time we see Kasumi in her school uniform, and this school uniform looks kind of interesting. Well, the fact that they're wearing long sleeve means I mean, it's stated earlier that it's winter, right? So yeah, the long sleeve. But what I'm more curious about is why is there like a gap in the clothing? This is the first time I've seen a uniform with a gap in the sleeve. But okay. I wasn't very happy about the fact that Kasumi, who snuck into my room like this on a daily basis via the hole no less, had just seen the whole thing. No, just a nightmare. I wouldn't have been released from the hospital if I hadn't made a full recovery, so this dream had nothing to do with my injuries. It was nice that Kasumi was so worried about me, but if I didn't make things clear now, she would end up driving us both to ruin. That doesn't make it any better, Ren. You're not telling the truth. I wonder who that pervert is. Oh. Okay. Kasumi gave me an exaggerated glance, shaking the kitchen knife she had brought from her room back and forth. Whoa, girl. Whoa, that's dangerous. Don't swing your knife like that. No wonder I had a nightmare. Who wouldn't if there was a crazy person holding a knife staring at them while they were asleep? Yeah, that kind of reminds me of her being a yandere. At least that was what I tried to tell myself. Oh, so you have to bring your own knife to here? Okay. Well, if I were Ren, I would definitely be grateful, but well, Ren's not that type, so. What was she going on about? Well, benefits like, a girl accompanying you, shouldn't that be a benefit in itself? I began to seriously consider wrapping her in a blanket and throwing her out the window. Oh man. Who are you talking about? Embracing her? Oh, you mean Ren? Ren's thinking that? Yes, I order you to go make breakfast for me now. Oh yeah. Kasumi headed off into the kitchen, still waving that damn knife around. I really needed to look into closing up the hole in the wall. That's it, her morning antics had done a good job of helping me forget about that horrible dream. Well, at least that's good in that. I was grateful for that at least, yeah. It was currently 7:20 AM. Kasumi and I sat at the table about to get started on the rice, grilled fish, and miso soup that she had made. Truly a Japanese breakfast if I had ever seen one. But you never had Japanese breakfast before? Oh, you mean this is like a true Japanese breakfast? Alright. It was about 30 minutes from our apartment complex to the school. So right now we could afford to spend 10 minutes eating, 10 minutes cleaning up, and 10 minutes getting ready. What are you on about, Kasumi? Why you call me a rat? And what bag, Papa? What are you trying to say? Kasumi took a sip of tea, washing down the rice that had been stuck in her mouth. Had anyone ever taught this girl the first thing about manners? Ah, okay. If memory served, it had been covered in dust and blood in addition to being ripped up all over. Our uniforms were made from white cloth, so it would have been hard to miss. Well, at least it's a good thing that you get to wear your uniform now. Oh yeah, sure. Kasumi placed a folded uniform that had been lying next to her onto my lap. I opened it up to find that it had been patched together here and there. What? And what's wrong with that? You think a tomboy like Kasumi cannot sew? Surprised? Bikurishita? While Kasumi's cooking was more or less edible, her sewing skills left a lot to be desired. Oh, okay, so it's worse than I thought. Alright. So it's actually badly sewn, alright. Not that I care, I'm a delinquent, so... Kasumi shot me a glare, then proceeded to begin chowing down on the single tarako on her plate. You prepared that and you're saying it's spicy? Well, of course it was. Yeah, we should share. What's wrong? And so she began nibbling on her tarako without even using rice to soften its taste. Okay. Alright. You are brave. You need water? She looked like she was about to burst into tears. She turned her whole body away from me in her chair. She apparently had no further intention of speaking with me. Oh, don't be like that. Not that I really gave a shit. It would have been nice if she could stop mumbling stuff like, so spicy, but oh so good, or acting like that though. It was kind of creeping me out. Since Kasumi had retreated into her own little world, I found myself without anything to do while we ate breakfast. I decided to check out what was on the news, which had been playing in the background this whole time. Unfortunately, there wasn't much that caught my interest. Mostly just the usual about the weather and whatnot. And for an average citizen like myself, even the sensational news about corrupt politicians and celebrities caught having affairs wasn't really that exciting or relevant. Since there was nothing interesting on TV, I decided to see if Kasumi had decided to stop acting like a child yet. But right when I was about to shift my focus back towards her, oh no, don't tell me it's the spirit again. Announcer from the TV. Whoa, hold the phone. What did they just say? Yeah, someone died.
昨夜遅く、諏訪原市の公園で男性の他殺死体が発見され、同死刑は殺人事件として捜査を。
Murder case? Oh no, wait. Are you thinking what I think the murderer is? I think I have an idea of who the murderer is. Wait, had there really been a homicide in Suwahara?
現在のところ、 通り魔的なものであるとの見解がなされており、それというのも被害者の頸部が切断されるという猟奇的な犯行であることから。
Oh my god, this is even more suspicious. Severing of the victim's head?
凶器の断定はまだできていないとのことですが、おそらくは鋭利な刃物、日本刀、もしくはそれに類する刃渡り60センチ以上の刀剣であるという説が有力視されています。
Okay, but I'm not sure about the word katana because I don't think I hear anything about the announcer saying katana, but okay.
なお、被害者の男性は諏訪原市の会社員生野健二さん24歳であり、死因は頸部の切断による
Decapitation. Oh no, Kasumi, why you dropped your glass? I stared, transfixed at the news report as he elaborated on the details. But the sound of a plate shattering shook me out of my trance. Kasumi must have dropped it. Oh, it's a plate. One could hardly blame her for being surprised. Here we were eating breakfast as usual, and all of a sudden the news starts going on about the gruesome details of the homicide. Suwahara City Park, the site of the murder, was a place most residents were very familiar with as well. So Kasumi's reaction was very normal. The details of the incident, however, were far from normal. They said that the cause of death was decapitation. So in other words, his head was cut off? If there were no other wounds on the body, then the act must have been carried out swiftly. Maybe the culprit got the guy as they were walking by each other, or snuck up on him from behind. Or they could have knocked the victim out first. I couldn't be sure of the exact details, but if the murder weapon was a sharp blade like the newscaster had stated, it seemed safe to say that the victim had been beheaded in one clean strike. You need nice superhuman strength in order to pull something like that off. The culprit would have to be some sort of giant bodybuilder, and a guy like that walking around with a katana or something would definitely attract attention. Yet according to the newscaster, there were no reports of anyone suspicious in the area around the time of the murder. So what? Had they set up a piano wire trap in advance or something? Could be. But the newscaster says it's a sword, no? A katana, so my hand shot to my neck. Here I was trying to come up with some realistic scenario to explain the murder. More accurately, I was trying to come up with an explanation that didn't involve that. I was trying to avoid thinking about the implement that one couldn't help but associate with beheading. I had seen it myself at the museum. Hell, if I had even had a dream involving it the night before. But what? Are you saying that a the murder weapon was a guillotine? That would be even stranger, no? The guillotine that had stood so imposingly amid the execution grounds in my dream. I could still remember it severing my head in vivid detail. I had woken up to find that someone really had been decapitated. Was this just a coincidence? Just something I could laugh off as not concerning me? Wow, wait, so it's like because he dreamed of that happening, then someone got decapitated. So is it going to happen again and again? Oh, that would be really creepy. After all, I had seen the same girl in both real life and my dream. It was already apparent that the boundary between the two was thinner than we thought. The twilight thingy. Who could prove that what happened in a dream could also occur in reality? In other words, my dream had been... Oh. Oh yeah, there's nothing about this. Snap out of it, yeah. Kasumi was right. It wasn't healthy to keep going down this unrealistic line of thought.
わかった。着替えるから部屋戻っててくれ。
別に照れなくてもいいのに。
To be changed in front of you.
うるさいな。それより。
はいはい。玄関使いでしょ。面倒だから嫌ですよ。
No, thanks. Alright.
とりあえず先に食器だけ片付けとくね。
Even our typical morning routine felt somehow strained.
ほら、もたもたしてない。さっさと行く。
Chop chop. Alright. But unlike me, Kasumi wasn't the type to keep moping around forever. It was business as usual as she stood in front of the apartment harassing me.
なんで男のあんたが私より準備に時間かかるのよ。
What, you have a problem with that? Can't I take longer than a girl? You still telling me that I'm a girl with a pretty face?
殴るぞお前は。
Did no one ever tell her that it was rude to make fun of other people's appearances? I don't know about that.
そっちこそ少しはシャレっ気くらいつけろよな。いつも汗まみれで竹刀ばっかり振ってるから男じゃなくて女にモテ。
Ah,
喧嘩売ってるわけ？
yeah, that's fine, huh?
先に売ってきたのはお前だろうが。
何よ、昔はそれがいいとか言ってたような気がするのに。
気がするだけかよ。
Sting. Yeah, the keyword is sting. I sure as hell never said that.
だいたいあんただって女の子にモテ。
Ah, yes, yes.
なくても別にいい。特にお前には。
ちょっと何これ、ほんと可愛くないですよ。
What, you expect me to be cute?
だから可愛くなくていいんだよ。あと、これってなんだ？これは物か？
Oh yes、この牧石野郎。
Oh my god, all this bickering. Stone-hearted jerk. Brain cells were going to start dying if I continue this conversation. I didn't feel like being late for school the day after I got back from being in the hospital, so I urged Kasumi along.
「ほら、行くぞ。」
はーい。で、本当にコート着てきたんだね。まだそんなに寒くないのに。
I thought it's already winter though.
今日は冷えるって言ってただろ。
そうだっけ？
They did, but I thought better of bringing up the news again.
俺、寒がりだしな。
And rather people not see the patchwork mess I was wearing. I kept that last bit to myself. We walked for a bit until we hit a crossroads. This junction was in the heart of the city, so you could say that all of the roads converged here, and then split off again. The city was split neatly into blocks by the main streets crossing here, with the church and hospital on the side facing the mountains, and the park and amusement park on the side facing the sea. As long as you started from here, it was impossible to get lost. I figured one might expect this sort of thing from a city known as a tourist attraction like Suwahara. No one would bother visiting if it was impossible to make your way around. Of course, last night there had been a murder at the park on the seafront side of Suwahara favoured by tourists. Not exactly the sort of thing that's good for business, yeah. The police were probably already on the move looking for the killer. It would be best not to walk around at night for the next few weeks, in more ways than one.
Ren.
Oh yes? Kasumi suddenly called out to me.
そっち方向違うよ。
Oh. Oh.
そっちはその。
Where? Right. Of course.
悪い。
The fastest way to reach school was to cut through the park. Alright. So I had instinctively started walking in that direction. Thank God Kasumi had caught me. I had no intention of approaching a murder scene of my own volition.
久しぶりなんで道忘れたかも。よければ手とかは引いてくれると助かる。
Oh, you're proposing now?
あのね。バカな冗談言ってると本当に置いてくからね。もう。
No luck. I had tried playing it off to lighten the mood, but all I managed to do was piss her off. Alright, we reached the school. The academy, Gakuen. In the end though, Kasumi made sure I was following her the whole way to school. I decided I should express my gratitude by offering her some important advice.
お前、先に教室入れ。
は？
That's the advice?
だから俺のことはもういいよ。気にしないで、ほら、教室。
あんた何言ってんの？
わかんないかな。お前鈍いよ。
Sharpest too. Maybe I couldn't really complain about Kasumi being so open, but at times I wished she was a little more perceptive. It didn't even occur to her on the way here. Sometimes I just wasn't sure about this girl. Well, not that I know of, I don't know what's happening.
今俺と一緒に教室入ると、お前変な目で見られるぞ。
Ah, okay.
なんで？
Yeah, actually why?
なんでも何も。
I was already enough of an outcast to begin with. And now here I was, coming back to school after spending 2 months in the hospital because I had gotten in a huge fight with a classmate. It wasn't hard to predict what sort of response I would get.
そんなの のと仲良くして変な噂立てられたくなかったらここは当たらず触らずって。
I don't know though. I think Kasumi is the type who doesn't give a shit. See? Maybe I shouldn't have said that. Kasumi was the sort of person with a strong sense of justice, a rarity in this day and age.
ムカつくな。私そういう考え大嫌い。ほらレン、一緒に行くよ。
Alright. She grabbed my arm and started dragging me with her.
頼む。
Here we go! She might have managed to make a nice entrance, emphatically swinging the door open and all, but things didn't go so well after that. Everyone's staring at us. Okay. Okay.
何かなこれ。
Yeah, you're so dense, Kasumi.
お前のテンションに引いてるってのが多分3割。
30%. The other 70% went without saying. Unfortunately for Kasumi, the world didn't care if one was in the right or not. My first day at school in 2 months was off to a stellar start. As I had expected, I didn't exactly blend into the classroom. I caught my classmates casting sideward glances at me more than a few times. Kasumi didn't know when to quit, so she kept trying to get me involved with things, but I would rather she had just left me alone. It wasn't like I was getting off on the idea of being some aloof loner or whatever, but I wanted to take things easy for the time being. A form of rehab in a sense. Okay. It was only natural for people to be wary around someone who had been involved in a violent incident, so I couldn't get angry at my peers. In fact, if they had started acting all friendly instead, it would feel more like they were afraid of me in some way, and that wouldn't really sit well with me. I had never had any friends except for Kasumi, Shirou, and Hiro in the first place. Hiro is the rear, right? Yeah. Nothing wrong with things staying the way they were. So Kasumi didn't need to keep up his futile efforts.
早く飯でも食ってこいよ。
だからレンも一緒に行くの。
I had the honor of being invited to lunch by my childhood friend, who just so happened to be a bit of a celebrity around school.
何が悲しくて一回も口聞いたことない女5人の集団に俺が混ざらなきゃならないんだよ。
Come on, Ren, it's your chance to be a playboy. No.
それは誤解を解くために。
やめとけよ、バカらしい。
A group of girls, how if I could remember any of their names, stood behind Kasumi, gazing at me suspiciously.
あれ、友達だろ。だったら嫌がらせみたいなことしてやるなって。
なんでよ、レンも私の友達じゃない。
そう言ってくれるのありがたいんだけどな。
Was she trying to argue that a friend of a friend was a friend too, or something? Come on.
とにかくこういうのは最初が肝心なの。あんたもこれを機にマイナスイメージを払拭して。
And start making your daily life into something meaningful, blah blah blah. She just started going on with this stuff like she was straight out of some sort of after school special. Yeah, and I think Ren's probably bored of this daily life thing here too, right? No? Thank you.
ちょっとレン、聞いてるの？
Okay, I was seriously getting fed up here. Oh my god, another choice? Alright, let's save this first. Second choice, alright, so because I want to get Kasumi's route first, right? So what would be the best way? Either run away or try to persuade her? I think the best option is to try to persuade her rather than run away, because by running away you'll be like you're a coward, you know. But I don't know, I think if you choose to run away you'll probably bump into another heroine. Yeah, probably real. Since we haven't met her yet, but since I'm pursuing Kasumi's route first, I should like try to get on her side. So I think best would be to try to persuade her. So
俺は別に周りの評判なんか気にしてないし。
私は気にするの？みんな何も知らないで勝手なことばっかり言ってんだから悔しいのよ、そういうの。だから ほらちゃんとこっち見る。
Kasumi grabbed my face from both sides. Clearly I wasn't getting off that easily. The idea of trying to persuade her had probably been doomed from the start.
あのな、俺はこれでも俺なりに。
何よ、なんか文句あるわけ？
Before I could respond with, of course I fucking do. Oh, my phone suddenly barged into the conversation with a beep. That's your escape.
嘘、レンにメールが来た。
来ちゃ悪いのかよ。ほら、話せ。
What sort of reaction was that? I thought Kasumi was supposed to be sticking up for me, not treating me like some outcast herself. I shook her off and looked at my phone screen.
どうしたの？
いや、悪いな、カスミ。
Sorry?
先約があったのを忘れてた。
Oh, you got plans?
ちょっと待ってよ。ほら、レン。
飯はまた今度誘ってくれよ。
Okay. I slipped past her and offered some parting remarks as I entered the hallway. I cast a glance to the side only to find Kasumi's friends still staring at me. They didn't need to conspicuously avert their eyes as soon as they noticed I was looking at them. Jeez. Or perhaps they were shy, you know. Come on, Ren. See, it was just as I said. People's preconceived notions didn't go away that easily. And honestly, people weren't exactly mistaken in their perception of me. So trying to clear things up or whatever was a ridiculous idea to begin with. There was no need to expend a bunch of effort only to end up making things awkward for everyone involved. Like I was trying to tell her earlier, I did try to be considerate in my own way since Kasumi had problems understanding the nuance of delicate situations like this. So I wasn't happy with her trying to give me shit about it. But what's the text about? Congratulations on getting out of the hospital. School was no need without you. Sensei? How are you feeling? There's some things I'd like to talk to you about, so I'll be waiting on the roof. By the way, no one else is around. Oh, I suspect it's Shirou? Just the two of us. Doesn't look like Shirou though. Probably Ria. Just the two of us? Yeah, this is text messaging, right? Just me and Fujii. Fujii. Hurry on up. Himuro. Oh yes, it's Ria. So we get to see Ria for the first time. She's also one of the heroines. In fact, I think so far we've met. So far we only met probably two heroines. Kasumi is one of them, and that girl with the scar on her neck. That's another heroine. Yes. So we're gonna meet the third heroine. I know there's one more heroine called K, right? But that one I'm not sure who it is. What was I supposed to say to this? Looked like she hadn't changed a bit. I wasn't sure whether I should heave a long sigh or start laughing. As a senior, surely she had something better to do than messing with her underclassmen. I really couldn't figure that part of her out. Like, true, I couldn't picture her getting stressed out over college entrance exams or job hunting, so maybe that sort of carefree approach did suit her, but let's just say that she took things too far. Well, anyway, the roof, huh? It would be a little rude to just turn down her offer, and besides, I was looking for a way to give Kasumi the sleep anyway. I climbed up the stairs and threw open the door to the roof. Oh, cold. It was December. To put it simply, the roof was murderously cold at this time of the year. Before I had taken my 2 months leave of absence, there were still plenty of students eating lunch up here every day. But obviously no one was crazy enough to... Oh yeah, I guess there was someone crazy enough to keep using the roof. I heaved a sigh as I searched for her. There she was, sitting on a bench by the fence and munching on a sandwich. Why did she pick the coldest spot on the entire roof to sit anyway? Well, I don't know, just to be weird.
Senpai.
Senpai, Himuro senpai. I didn't get a response, so I went ahead and sat down. There we go, that's Ria. We get a good look of Ria. So she's the one with the white hair and then munching on some sandwich. Okay. And because, yeah, you know, Ren isn't very close to Himuro yet, so Yeah, so that's why he calls her by her family name. But Ria is the given name. Okay. I had been sitting next to her for nearly 10 seconds now, but she hadn't even looked in my direction, let alone tried to strike up a conversation. She didn't fall asleep, right? What, sleepwalking?
Senpai? は
寒い。凍った。温めて。
Okay, I think Ria's kind of the quiet type, judging from her voice. And the weird one. For a moment, I considered just getting up and leaving. This was Ria Himuro, the senior who happened to be one of my few friends.
それ、暖かそうね、藤井君。
Oh, so come on, Ren, you should know what to do. Offer your coat to her.
貸してくれると、私嬉しい。っていうか、むしろ貸せばか。
What? Hand it over, bitch? This was about what you could expect from her.
正直、ちょっと甘く見てた。天気予報もなかなかやるね。それで藤井君、私とても寒いんだけど、優しさ見せてはくれないの？
どうでしょうね。
For all her claims that she was freezing, she wasn't shivering one bit and her expression seemed more or less normal. I couldn't be sure of her intent, but she was eyeing my coat. So, did she like sit here on purpose, the coldest spot? That stare of hers was colder than any weather.
ちゃんと後で返すなら。
Oh, okay. You're a gentleman, Ren. Thanks to Kasumi's sewing job, my uniform underneath was looking more than a little fancy. But I didn't feel like getting into some sort of war of endurance. I stood up and took off my coat.
なんだったら、二人で着る？こう、仲良く肩寄せ合って。
Oh, Ria.
遠慮しときますよ。
I made my stance clear and stuck the coat on her. Now, if I remember correctly, Ria is supposed to be the last girl to go for, I heard. She's the last route to go for, so I wonder what important significance she has over this story of this Irae. Oh, there we go, the quote.
暖かい。藤井君は優しいね。
Oh, Fujii-kun, yasashii ne. Oh, that's the quote.
そっちはどう？寒くない？
Of course I'm cool, I give you the quote.
暖かいって言ったら嘘ですね。
じゃあ遠慮しないで。ほら、入りなさい。
Oh, I think Ren's gonna be shy. Himuro flapped the hem of the coat, gesturing for me to join her. Did she just want to screw with me like this all day long?
で、俺と何を話したいんです？
さりげなく無視するのね。まあいいけど。まずは退院おめでとう。綾瀬さんにはもう言われた？
Yep, that she did.
おかげさまで昨日しっかり。
Ayase is the Kasumi, right? Yeah.
じゃあデートした？
Not quite.
おかげさまでそこそこしっかり。
Yeah, but more or less, yes.
そう。よかった。
Exactly what part of that was good was completely lost on me.
まあ、これでも食べなさい。
Oh, you're offering me your sandwich? She offered me an egg sandwich. What was that? A dog being rewarded for a trick?
しっかり食べないと大きくならない。苦労するよ、いろいろと。
For some reason that sounds kind of wrong, but
健全な精神は健全な体に宿るらしいし、早く真人間になりなさいね。
okay, become an honest man. She was really laying it on today. Apparently, I didn't even qualify as a real human being. Sorry, but I felt confident that I was better at this whole human thing than she was at least.
何？
いや、別に。
思ったことは言いなさいよ。そんなだから喧嘩になる。
Okay, so you want me to be more honest, huh? Okay.
ユサ君ともどうせそうでしょ。
Joe opened up the egg sandwich and gave it a few bites, offering a flippant reply in the process.
話したいことってのはそれですか？
そうって言ったら帰っちゃう？
微妙ですね。
I knew that wasn't a great answer, but I gazed up at the sky. Why was everyone trying to lecture me like this as soon as I got out of the hospital? Was what I did really that worrying? Oh yeah, it's really worrying. Come on, Ren. I mean, especially you got to fight, you almost died. Wouldn't be worried. Like, okay, I was sure most people would consider my scuffle with Shirou to be far more than a mere fight, but it wasn't like I had been singled out for violence by the group or anything. I could understand people who I wasn't particularly friendly with going out of their way to avoid me or getting an earful from Kasumi, but I never expected Himuro of all people to go at it too.
先輩に説教ってのは似合いませんね。
Unnatural?
そっち系は霞だけで足りてますよ。あいつが2人もいたらマジで胃に穴が開く。
But I think, you know, Rio's definitely different from Kasumi from the look of it. Hell, the main reason I came up here was to get away from the bitching.
苦労人だね。
おかげさまでね。
Thanks to you. I dropped my shoulders and sighed. Himuro resumed eating her sandwich as if nothing had ever happened. I guess that was about what I expected from Himuro. If I had to try to describe her, she was like a ghost. She possessed a certain indefinite nature, like she wasn't concerned with the events of the world around her. At the same time, she would occasionally act up, as seen earlier. The way she kind of kept her distance was similar to my own position on things, so I did get along with her better than I did with Kasumi. That's why the two of us had managed to become friends.
さっきのはちょっと綾瀬さんの真似してみたの。君、めんどくさそうな顔しながらまんざらでもなさそうだし、そういうのが好きなのかな。一度試してみたかったから。
I'm real. I think you kind of failed because you gave nothing of that impression to me.
でも似合わないならやめようかな。そんなに私変だった？
Well, not really.
そりゃあね、大丈夫。
Oh, okay. How were you supposed to react when the person lecturing you seemed like they were talking to thin air?
で、本当のところは何のようです？まさか霞のモノマネしたかっただけでもないでしょう。いや、下手したらあり得るけど。
うん。まあ用ってほどじゃないんだけど、聞きたいことが一つだけ。
Oh, okay. She cast me a sideward glance, her tone as flat as ever.
君とユサ君、どっちが勝ったの？
Oh, is that really important? Oh yeah, she said it's not particularly important. I think it's a draw.
結構話題になってるのよね。月学最強決定戦。
You see, actually it has become popular. On the contrary.
今のところ64でユサ君有利。でも復学してきたのは君だけだから、そのあたり揺れてるね。
Wow, don't tell me you guys have been.
実際。
Don't tell me you guys have been betting. I didn't take Himuro for the type to get in on bets like this. Who won, me or Shirou? Well, if you took that to mean who was stronger, then...
俺ですよ。
Oh, okay.
本当に？
I don't know.
嘘ついてるとでも？
さあ、ただユサ君に聞いても同じことを言いそうだから。
Yeah, precisely. Yeah, he might have. No, scratch that. He definitely would have.
怖い顔。やだね。これだから男の子は。勝ったの負けたの。そういうのがそんなに大事？肩凝らないかな。プレッシャーだよ。
For me, I don't really care either. But I wouldn't get in the fight either, so... But yeah. But of course it's important to win, but if you... Let's say you lost a match, yeah, you have to accept it with grace, you know?
聞いてきたのは先輩でしょうに。
そうだけど。うん。そうだった。ごめんなさい。じゃあ、質問を変えようか。どうしてユサ君と喧嘩したの？
Oh, now that's a difficult question.
答えたくない？
そうですね。
It wasn't something I was willing to discuss with others. Himuro was the one who had found Shirou and me passed out up here and called an ambulance for us. So in that sense, I was indebted to her, but that didn't really apply to this. Himuro sighed.
まあ、三角関係のもつれとか、そういうお手軽いネタじゃないのは察するけどね。
Of course not.
君とユサ君、そんなジャンルのキャラじゃないし、綾瀬さんモテそうに見えないし。
She didn't exactly mince words with that one. I figured it would be best not to try to argue though. Shirou and I weren't the type to get into fights for wholesome reasons like that. And indeed, Kasumi wasn't popular. At least not with us. Other people, yeah, she's pretty popular.
そんな君たちがなんでか友達だったのが不幸の始まりだったのかな。実は私、前からこうなるような気がしてたよ。
Oh, you had a feeling? Okay.
だから神様は性格悪いなって思ってた。今度一発君の代わりに殴っとこうか。遠慮しないで、善意だから。
What, you're saying you're gonna punch him when you go to heaven?
そりゃどう思う
Not exactly the sort of thing someone who lived in a church should be saying. Oh, so she's she's a Catholic or Christian. But I didn't exactly feel obligated to stop her. If she wanted to punch out Jesus, then she could be my yes. As long as I wasn't the one receiving divine punishment over it anyway.
だいたい君に喧嘩なんて似合わないよ。怪我とかしたらみんな悲しむ。うちのシスターなんてきっとそっとするんじゃないかな。
Oh, okay, Finn.
シスター
Did she mean the nun at the church? Yeah, I guess. I only met her a few times before, but she was really something else. To say that she had model-like proportions would be an understatement. Also, she's the pretty type, the sexy type. To put it simply, someone like her working as a nun was a great loss to the world. I wouldn't mind giving Jesus a sucker punch of two myself over that one.
名前何でしたっけ
Oh, could she be one of the heroines?
シスターリザ。
Nope.
青い瞳のボインボイン F カップ。
You even have to be so specific about the boobs. Okay, yeah, but she's not the heroine because the heroine is K, right? Unless Lisa is the I don't know the family name, but impossible.
ちなみに私は B カップ。
Oh, so you're saying your breast bigger? Eh, no wait. I can't remember. I think it's the higher the letter, the bigger the size, right? TMI.
そのうち大きくなるかもしれない。
Yep. The higher the letter, the bigger the cup. So F cup means it's extremely huge. So yours is B cup. Okay. I kept quiet. There was no sense in crushing your dreams.
で、その F カップさんは元気ですか
Miss F cup.
B カップは興味ないの？
Oh, what?
それはとりあえずノーコメントで。
I rolled up the wrapping paper for the egg sandwich I had been eating and tossed it into the pocket of the coat Hiro was wearing. Oh. Not missing a beat, she proceeded to hand me a tomato sandwich. Whoa. She's pretty
彼
generous.
女、今寝込んでるよ。お見舞い来る？
Huh? Resting in pain?
風邪ですか
ううん、そうじゃなくて。
She took out another sandwich. Where the hell was she keeping all of these sandwiches anyway? And then with the same unwavering blank expression on her face, she dropped a bombshell. Oh. Don't tell me.
殺人事件見ちゃったから。
Ah, that means the trauma got to her. Oh. Now things start to get, yeah, real ready here.
ニュース見てない？公園で殺人事件。首ばっさり、血がドバー。
Yeah, I heard that news.
怖いね。私も食欲なくなるよ。
She said, happily chowing down on a tomato sandwich. Whatever, that wasn't the issue here.
見たつまり犯人を
うん。そっちじゃなくて、やられた方。つまりその。
The one who beat it?
死体を
Oh, the body.
第一発見者。私もね。
Oh, you were there too? She nodded casually. If this was true, we were talking about some serious shit, yeah. This was the sort of thing that could traumatize someone for life.
おかげで私、一晩中警察で事情聴取。リザはあんなだから先に返しておいたけど、大丈夫かな。ちょっと心配。
Shit.
それより先輩は平気なのか？
私は寝不足なだけ。カツ丼くれるかなと思ったけど、あれってドラマの中だけなんだね。がっかりしたよ。
I kind of surprised that Noria's the sort of person who just happy-go-lucky, you know. I mean, I've seen that shit, but I'm not traumatized. I'm okay. They can be, you know, joking at this time, you know, even when she's talking about something serious. Okay.
どうしたの藤井君。変な顔して。
She was the weird one here. I mean, I had always thought she was a little off, but
もしかして本当に話したかったのはそれなんですか？
どうかな。話の流れで思い出したから言ったんだけど、もしかしたらそうかもしれない。容疑者扱いされてショックだったし、ちょっと愚痴ってみたかったんだ。ねえ私、愚痴っていいかな。
yes, please do. You have to let it all out. Tell me more about it.
いいですね。
A murder case. There were few topics less suitable for mealtime. Honestly, it wasn't really something I wanted to hear about either. Unfortunately, I couldn't avoid feeling curious about the matter. I couldn't seem to rid myself of thoughts about that dream. I decided to go ahead and listen to what Himuro had to say.
11時過ぎだったかな。あそこの夜景が好きだからよくリザと見に行くの。
Oh, okay.
いつもはカップルばっかりで、たまに時間とか出るんだけど、昨日はなぜか誰もいなくて。
Deserted.
思えば嫌な感じがしてたんだよね。寒いのに生温かいっていうか、ちょっと変な雰囲気で。あの時に帰らなかったのは失敗だったよ。後悔してる。
Hero began her story, an uncharacteristic hint of self-derision in her voice. The park she was talking about wasn't the sort of place housewives took their kids to. It was a seaside park that offered a view of the opposite shore and its various attractions, like the sky-high tower, the amusement park, shopping mall, resort hotel, and so on. As such, it was generally utilized as a date spot, teeming with people late into the night. It would seem that this was not the case last night, however.
橋のたもとあるじゃない。ほら、よく君とユサ君がバイクで遊んでたところ。
Oh.
あそこって不意に暗くなるんだよね。地元の人間でもあまり知らないような場所。街の死角っていうのかな。とにかく現場はそこだった。
Ah, okay.
最初に気づいたのはリザの方。彼女が言うにはスプレーかと思ったらしいよ。落書き結構重いから。でも実際はそうじゃなくて。
My god. A wall dyed in red paint. A sticky, gelatinous torrent of foul smelling.
私の第一印象はコルク抜いたばかりのシャンパンかな。線が外れちゃってるっていう感じで。
You have that kind of impression. Okay.
少し離れたところに転がってたよ。こうゴロンと。首って結構飛ぶんだね。それに血もいっぱい出るんだ。驚いた。
Okay. I mean, it's like this is our first meeting in real, right? And it was okay at first. It seems peaceful, cheery. Then suddenly we get into serious shit, right? So, yeah. Blood made up about 8 to 10% of a person's total weight. For an adult male, that would have meant around 5 to 6 liters. It was no stretch to say that they had come across a literal sea of blood. Maybe she is used to seeing it. You sure about that, Ria? I don't think so.
そう、失礼しちゃうね。丸腰の女二人にあんなことができるわけないのにさ。
Yeah, she meant cleaving off someone's head in an instant like that, according to the news.
日本刀かそういう感じの刃物なんじゃないかって。
刀かって、okay.
そうらしいね。だから今博物館を調べてるんじゃないのかな。
The museum. So they found traces of it being linked to the museum.
何かなくなった展示品がありはしない。もしくはどれかに血痕があったりするんじゃないの。
Oh yeah, that kind of makes sense because that museum is where it showcases all the blades, right? So they try to find which blade has blood stains on it. I wanted to laugh that idea off, but the circumstances made it difficult. But then again, I guess the murderer can always clean the blood off or something. Manga telebi, okay? I think he said manga telebi. She had a point. Yeah, and I saw a guillotine. Maybe we need to go back there and see if the guillotine is stained with blood. Oh man.
何か思い当たることはなかったの？例えば伝説の妖刀がこっそり紛れてそうな雰囲気とか。
There is a guillotine that is haunted by a spirit. Even overlooking the ridiculous example, I couldn't tell if she was being serious or not. Oh come on, Ren. But then again, would he like bring that up, you know, all of a sudden? But Ria may know something more, you know, you never know. As ever, her disinterested tone was at odds with her words. Hero resumed eating. I simply looked up to the sky. A grisly decapitation. This was the sort of abnormal, gruesome event that will give you goosebumps just thinking about it. Anyone living in Suwahara must have been scared out of their wits. After all murders, this bizarre rally ended with just one victim. For all we knew, another body could turn up like, oh, you just cursed it. It's gonna happen again. And I might have been involved. ASAP.
もし周りの子たちが藤井君を過剰に怖がってるような感じなら、それはきっとそういう理由もあるんだよ。
I guess they.
ショック受けない。
I guess she has a point because, well, Ren was involved in a fight, and also, and it was a brutal fight. So, yeah, because maybe conflict, and it could happen. That's why they are scared.
俺は別にそんなことは言ってない。
そうなの？じゃあどうして元気ないかな？おかしい。
Seems kind of odd if you ask me.
もしかして綾瀬さんと喧嘩でもした？
No, he didn't.
違いますよ。
嘘ばっかり。
What? He really didn't. She threw the coat she had been wearing over my head.
ダメだよ。好きな子には優しくしないと。物騒なんだし、君が守ってあげなくちゃ。
Yeah, Rhea definitely has a point. So, but anyway, let's take a look at her in this outfit. I like her white hair. Yeah, just saying. And she looks pretty cute in this pose. Yeah.
じゃあね、藤井君。コートありがとう。あと、話聞いてくれてありがとう。
Thank you.
本当は、私も少し怖かったから、おかげで気が紛れたよ。
Himuro gave me a rare grin. She seemed just a little embarrassed. If she acted like this all the time, she would establish a fan base in no time. But that aside,
俺の好きな女とか勝手に決めないでくれますか？俺は別に霞なんか。
tsundere.
はい、それも嘘。とにかく、いい加減裏に回る癖を直しなさい。もうユサ君はいないんだから。
Oh, Yusa's not here anymore.
じゃあね。
Alright, see ya, Rhea. With that, Himuro left the roof behind. I heaved a sigh. In the end, I really was just lectured the whole time. I was kind of miffed. It was cool as hell on the roof, but I had lost the will to return to class, so I decided to just skip.